Howdy. Alright. I'm gonna read something I wrote. It might have gone a little bit, not out of hand, but I wasn't expecting to get so into it. I mean, I get into everything I write, but I got a little carried away with it, I guess. But there's nothing wrong with that. So, because everything I say is what I feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh gosh, okay. I thought my book was bent for a second. Alright. Turn this down a little tad. Oh. Okay, yeah, whatever. Alright, here we go. I wrote this today. It is not a poem. 431 days since she broke everything alive in me. 431 days since my heart stopped beating. 431 days I've been alone without the best part of me. And 431 days since my 3 angels flew away and I lost my family and my home. The only home I've ever felt at home, and my family I've been searching for my whole life. Gone. Like they never existed, only they did. And the damage done to me and my heart will change everything forever. They existed, but to them I wonder now if I ever did. I wish I knew. I wish I could hear what I meant to them. I wish I mattered enough to be told anything of what it meant to share 5 years of their lives with me, and what it did once I was no longer a part of their world, their home, their family. I tried so hard, but I know I could have done better. If only they could miss me enough to give me another try. I would never fail them ever again. I can't help but miss my lost family. I hope I mean something to them. There's no way to explain the deepest sorrow I've ever known. If this is punishment for failing while still trying my hardest, then I'm sorry, but I just don't think it's fair. I never intended it to bring any one of them any harm or pain. I truly wanted to be someone they could admire, respect, and love. Maybe someday they'll be able to see things from my perspective and understand a little better the loss and devastation. I feel like no one, not one person, ever sees me for who I truly am. I feel like I'm invisible to everyone every single day. I hurt and long to be seen again. My hope is dwindling, but I still keep praying they'll return for me. I just want my family, home, and my angels back. I want my happiness back and to be loved again. I'm so tired of being alone. Do they ever wish I was still there? Does it ever hurt that I'm not? Do they ever smile when they think of me? Do they ever talk about the good times? Pause to think on times they had or they hold dear to them? Do they ever wish it had never stopped? Do they ever wonder what would have been if the love that was said would never cease had done just that? Do they ever think I could have been the one? Do they ever think of me at all? Do they ever wonder if I'm okay, or feel any kind of remorse or even a drop of sadness? Do they still love me too? Or am I just a fading memory that no one cares to keep? I just don't know how to ever feel any different than I do now. If you lost everyone you loved all at once in some tragic accident, do you think you could ever heal or let them go? Do you think you would ever be the same? It's different, but it's not. I might be breathing, eating, walking, sleeping, talking, even laughing at times, but with each second of the day that I occupy by doing whatever, there's never a moment that I don't feel the pain, the sorrow, the fear, and the emptiness. It is a part of me because they are apart from me. It's like a scar. You might not like it, but it's there now, and it's an adjustment that you have to learn to live with. I don't normally mind scars, but this is a scar I wish I didn't have. This is the scar that never fully heals. It's sore, itches, and caused much more than nerve damage. No one seems to notice the scar or the pain it causes. It's my own little cross to bear, I guess. I know I'm not the only one with scars. I know things could be worse. But for me personally, the only thing that could be worse than this is death. My whole life has been one heartbreak after another in many different ways. I eventually thought it would be impossible to ever change it. I lost all hope until she came back into my life and changed it all. I had never been so happy, so alive, so proud, so hopeful before. And I had never felt love like that before, and I had never loved like that before. I had never been so sure of anything. I was in deep and never wanted out. I thought we were unbreakable. I didn't think a true love like ours could be undone. It never crossed my mind that maybe she didn't feel the same. 'Cause she said she did. She said she felt the same magic I did. We talked about destiny and being soulmates and never giving up or leaving one another behind. We swore to always be honest with each other and talk about whatever we were feeling no matter what. I took that seriously. Did she ever? Did it ever once tear her to pieces to know she was going to take everything I had always wanted and dreamed of and replace it with everything I was terrified of? I just want to know, because I feel like such a fool to believe in such a fairy tale. To think our love for each other was the same, just as strong. Now I know. She was worth it all to me, and loving her, loving them, was easy, not a chore. They gave me purpose and a new meaning to life. They made me feel again. I was proud to be with them and to have her by my side. I would have, I would have done anything, and I would have laid my life down for any one of theirs. They were my family, and I loved them, and I tried to do right by them. I tried. I was never perfect, and I came with a lot of baggage, but regardless, I wanted to give them all I could and show them that they were important to me, and I wanted to be valuable to them also. I wanted them to know that I was there for them no matter what, and I think I did a pretty good job doing so. I was always mindful of them, their feelings, and their needs. I wanted them to be able to individually feel their significance to me and my devotion to them, and for that to have been something special to them, because there are very few people that will actually do that, do the right things, man, and love the right way. There are very few, if any more, that will do those things, not out of a selfish mindset. Isn't that something that should be given some kind of love for? Did she not see the rarity in the love I had and still have for them? How is that I never even get a little credit for anything good I ever did? How is that the two others got more credit and kindness than me, when they were not even comparably close to the man I was during their time? Doesn't she ever realize the absolute tragedy of this? Doesn't she care of the nightmare she returned me to? I just don't understand any of this. Why can't I get some answers? Why do the pieces of shit get a second chance, but never another one for me? Why? That's it. I could have actually wrote a lot more, but I wish there was a way to describe a deeper sense of feelings, because there's more. There's just so much more than just sadness, sorrow, fear. There's so much in those. You know what I mean? Or at least give it like a level. I miss them. The aching and the yearning and the longing for, it's just growing stronger, and it grows stronger, and it wears my heart down. It's almost like my soul's will to survive is dwindling away. You know, I want to live. I want to be happy. I'm doing the best I can to stay in a positive mindset, but I'm struggling so hard, and not with staying positive, but struggling in everything I do, because I don't feel complete anymore. I feel lost, and I feel completely forgotten and worthless, and that's not fair. It sucks. I wasn't a bad boyfriend. She says that I was, and that's a full out lie. I'm not delusional either. Like I've said it before, I will own up to my end of things. I wasn't perfect, but I tried so hard. We're all gonna make mistakes, but at least I cared. I wasn't like just some douchebag that decided like cheat and like it didn't like weigh on their mind or something, or just like whatever, didn't take the other person into consideration. I took her into consideration so much. I loved her so deeply. And when she started to not take me into consideration, that hurt so bad, because that's when I started to see that we don't love each other the same. That broke me apart. I never said anything to her because I didn't want her to know that I realized it, because I was afraid that she would leave. So I tried, and I kept trying, and I kept trying. And right there in the end, it was like she'd already made up her mind. It didn't matter what good I did. She was already going to leave. Our lives are so short. And I just wanted to spend mine happy, and so many years have been unhappy and sad and broken and hurt, and left behind and neglected, and I feel robbed. And then there's just already the fact that I'm different already. So I was already put into this world with a lot of obstacles to face, more than your average person, and that alone is hard. But then to just have everything just fall apart every time you think that it's gonna stay together, like how much can somebody take, you know? I know it's all individual, so I do know that I'm strong. I do know that I'm probably a lot stronger than I even realize, because I'm still here. I'm still sane. Barely. But I don't know how to make this, I don't know how to say this without it sounding like cocky or arrogant, but I know what I have to offer, and I don't understand why she didn't see the, like I said, the rarity of my love. Like, there's not very many people that love like I do. There's not. I mean, she didn't have to worry about a damn thing when it comes to a partner. And nowadays, don't even lie, every single person that's out there in a relationship, I bet you worry about fucking being cheated on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm trying not to. You worry about that. Most everybody in a relationship is going to worry about that. She would never have to worry about that. I loved her kids and they love me, and that's probably a big weight for, single parents. Like, how is that dynamic going to work? And not only did I love them and they love me, but we were bonding, and I can help them in so many other ways that she couldn't, because we have been through so many different things. I've said this before too. My weaknesses were her strengths, and her weaknesses were my strengths. We were the perfect blend, She's just my other half. She's my better half, and I miss her. How they say, like, bunnies, they need a buddy, right? Like, you shouldn't have bunnies single or whatever, because they do best with another bunny, especially if they've already been introduced to that and they are used to that. You take them and split them apart, they'll die. A lot of animals are actually like that. Doesn't that say something? Can't that just show that we're the same way? It is true that you can die of a broken heart. There is a such thing as broken heart syndrome. There is PTSD from being abandoned. I have it severely, and why doesn't she ever just miss me at all? Like, I guess it's just worth it to just have a mediocre love or a mediocre partner, because it's still a partner, because they're not different like I am. I just wanted to grow old with her, and I will never grow old with anybody. I'll never be able to trust anybody. I can't trust somebody I don't know. I can't trust a stranger. I just can't. I'll never be able to open up to them. I won't. So, it's over for me. I'm alone. And at one point, I really thought that that's what I was going to be. But after her, I thought for sure I was going to have a life partner, and that some part of my life was going to be able to be somewhat normal. I would be able to experience things like other people do. Family. Kids. Love. Companionship. Best friend. I don't have any of it. I think also what is so hard for me is that I just think a lot of what things could be like right now if she hadn't left. And that really is hard for me. I wish she would give me the time of day to sit down and talk with me, to not only find that I have changed a lot, but I would really like to talk to her about some things that I've learned, that she would actually be surprised that our breakup wasn't necessary. It just wasn't. A lot of the things that she was feeling, the anger and all that, it wasn't even her fault. It wasn't even mine. Like, if she could only know the information that I know, she could see that giving me another shot would be worth it. I don't know. I just miss her, and I miss the kids, and I hate that they don't care about me. They don't ever want to talk to me. They don't reach out. They don't care to see if I'm okay. And they're all I can think about. And I just wonder if I ever cross their mind now. I don't feel like it. I never even got to give Revan my letter that I wrote for him. That is extremely important. That I'm probably just going to end up reading on here. So if he still watches these, he can at least hear it. It's not just a, hey, how you doing? How's life treating you? Oh, I'm doing this over here. No, it's different. It's everything that I wanted to be able to give to him as a dad, all rolled into one letter. And then little Lex, like, little. I hate that she didn't get to live with us very much, because I wanted to bond with her more too. I could help her too. I'm just tired of always just getting a taste and then it gets taken away from me. And then I get to just remember what that taste was like and watch everybody else eat theirs, but only remember my taste. And no one sees it. No one sees me anymore. No one cares. I'm a fucking walking ghost out here. So that's that. Uno momento. Alright, so I'm gonna end my video with two quotes, and only because one is really short and they both tie into what I just read. So The first one is, the saddest thing is to be a minute to someone when you've made them your eternity. I have no idea how to say this person's name. I'm just going to spell it. Sanober, first name. Khan, last name. Khan. Not sure. And then here's the last one. Hold on a second. It is painful loving someone from afar, watching them from the outside. The once familiar elements in their life reduced to nothing more than occasional mentions and conversations and faces changing in photographs. They exist to you now as nothing more than living proof that something can still hurt you with no contact at all. Renata Suzuki. I like her. She writes a lot of good stuff. That's it. I don't think that they watch these anymore. But just in case, if you guys do, I miss you. I miss you more than you'll ever know. I would do anything for a second chance. I would do anything. And I don't think that it would be for nothing. I don't feel like I would be wasting your guys' time. I just don't believe that someone could love you and you could love them. And if they tried again, I don't believe that it's impossible to have that love return. I think it's completely possible. I think love is the most powerful thing ever, and there is no impossibilities with love, and that's just what I believe. And I love you guys. I still love you very much. I always will. I hope you're okay. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, guys.